This evening, first, homeless and heartbroken. A Berbice woman loses everything in a devastating house fire just hours after a court dispute with her partner. Was it an accident or something more? Also, hold contractors accountable. Vice President Bharrat Jagdeo calls on citizens to report poor infrastructure work. Will this push for public feedback improve Guyana's road and bridges? Plus, concrete crisis. The Ministry of Public Works is cracking down on low-quality suppliers. Find out what penalties they'll face for delays and subpar materials in government projects. And building brighter futures. 50 individuals graduate from an early childhood development program, receiving financial support to start home-based childcare services. Finally, from wildfires to recovery, Los Angeles begins the long road to rebuilding after devastating blazes wiped out entire communities. Stay with us. Details on these stories and more coming up on Headline News Update. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for February 28, 2025. I am Berbice. Thank you for joining us. A devastating fire on Thursday afternoon destroyed a one-bedroom flat house, leaving 3 people homeless in New Amsterdam, Berbice. The house, located in the Mayor and Town Council housing scheme, was occupied by 33-year-old Deborah Timmers, her son, and her common-law husband. The incident occurred just hours after Timmers and her partner had attended the New Amsterdam Magistrates Court to settle a previous domestic dispute. Following the court appearance, she visited the police station to file another report before heading to her mother's house. When she returned home, her partner was gone and her home had been destroyed.
To court this morning. Coming from court, the boy and me who we live together, he's always molesting me and tormenting me, and every time he getting off, and we went to the court, he forced us to talk a lie, bribe my brother, he keep threatening me for like get off. Why is he get off now? When we they coming, it hurts me because every time he doing stuff and he getting off, and it keep hurting me all the time. And when I come home, I tell them they pack his stuff and they leave. And within the argument, I said that I'm going to the station. When I reach, and they're walking, going out on the road, and I reach till somebody said, I thought, how this, if it's not me place smoking. So I said, no, I left the bike home.
She recounted that in October of 2024, an argument with her partner during her birthday celebration escalated into violence, leading to a confrontation involving her brother. The matter was taken to court and her partner allegedly issued threats before Timmers later asked him to leave the house.
Because of the problem, my brother don't know anymore because every time he ill-treat him, my brother does pick up for me and that's why he's here. The problem is mommy just tell my brother to go away. So nobody don't here with me. So when he taking advantage, it's me alone. I got to pick up, I got to run all night. If my grandson come, we ain't know about a birthday, we ain't know about a holiday. He just drink, he start cuss up me and my son got to pick up himself and run all hour.
The distraught woman said after making the report at the station, she went to visit her mother. However, by the time she arrived home, the structure had already been reduced to ashes.
He come in the rest by call me and tell me that I'll come like a drop. And when I walk and I read down there, I see the whole place flat. Everything, nothing more, everything flat.
Firefighters from the nearby New Amsterdam fire station responded swiftly, but the blaze had already consumed the house and its contents. Timmers confirmed that her son was not at home at the time of the fire, but her partner was present. The woman has lost everything and noted that she had recently stocked groceries and supplies for her vending business and lost everything in the fire.
I only 2 days or 3 days ago, I restocked my freezer. I buy drinks, I buy water, I buy juice, I buy grocery stuff. I make egg ball, eggs, channel, pylori, plantain, pepper, everything. New brand bean, everything. And new brand pressure pot, everything to do for now start back. But the shop wasn't doing it. So I'm gonna make a move from here and go and move. Probably I'm getting back to see.
Berbice Divisional Fire Officer Clive McDonald confirmed that an investigation determined the fire was caused by combustible materials, specifically a kerosene stove that had been left unattended. Timers plans to seek a restraining order against her partner as she begins to rebuild her life. This story comes at a time when domestic violence remains high in Guyana. It highlights the dire state of domestic violence in the country, where victims often have to seek refuge from these situations, even in the face of life-threatening circumstances. Just recently, a 27-year-old mother of one, Kanisha Vaughn, was shot several times and killed by the father of her child. Advocates continue to call for stronger protective measures and support systems for survivors, emphasizing that domestic violence is not just a personal issue, but a societal crisis demanding urgent attention. If you or anyone you know is a victim of domestic violence, you should call the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security's 914 hotline number. On a different note, General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Dr. Bharrat Jagdeo, is encouraging Guyanese to report instances of poor quality infrastructure work in their communities to ensure government projects are properly executed. With over 40,000 contracts in progress nationwide, Dr. Jagdeo emphasized that the government cannot monitor each project daily, making public feedback essential. Speaking at his weekly press conference on Thursday, he urged citizens to highlight poor public infrastructure work, assuring them that the government welcomes such report as opportunities for improvement rather than criticism.
If you see public infrastructure being done in your communities and you see it being done in a shoddy manner, speak up. Post a picture online. We don't take it as a criticism of the government if you expose shoddy work being done. We have a duty to do that, to go and check it out and fix it, because we can't be everywhere and see everything the same time.
Dr. Jagdeo highlighted the ongoing construction of hospitals, schools, roads, and bridges to improve people's lives and expand the economy. However, he acknowledged that poor execution of some projects has caused unnecessary inconvenience. He stressed that the issue lies not in planning, but in negligent implementation, calling on engineers and contractors to fulfill their responsibilities.
Not planning, it's the implementation. And we have 40,000 contracts around the country every day, maybe being implemented. We can't oversee every one of them, but it's not lack of planning. We pay engineers for a purpose, to make sure that things are done well, or our roads are built well, or whatever public infrastructure, but they can't do so and behave like little gods.
Additionally, the Vice President noted concerns over the management of construction sites by the Ministry of Public Works, urging better coordination to minimize disruptions. Reaffirming the government's commitment to accountability, Dr. Jagdeo stated that citizens' involvement is crucial to ensuring quality infrastructure and value for money in public projects. As the government pushes for greater accountability in public infrastructure projects, concerns over execution don't stop at contractors and engineers. Material suppliers are now under scrutiny as well. The Ministry of Public Works has announced strict measures against concrete suppliers who fail to meet quality standards or delay deliveries for government projects. This move comes just a day after Vice President Bharrat Jagdeo raised concerns about the subpar quality of concrete being used in public infrastructure. In his statement, the ministry acknowledged ongoing complaints from contractors about delayed deliveries, inconsistent qualities, and substandard cement mixes. Contractors have reported paying in advance but facing long wait time for supplies. To address these issues, the ministry has instituted immediate corrective actions, including enhanced oversight, intensified quality control tests, and strict monitoring of supply chain. Suppliers found guilty of providing poor quality concrete or causing project delays will face blacklisting, preventing government contracts from sourcing materials from them. Additionally, the ministry warns that delinquent suppliers will face subcharges and cost recovery penalties if their substandard materials result in structural damage, increased expenses, or project delays. Vice President Bharrat Jagdeo has also urged citizens to report any substandard work on government projects in their communities, noting that contractors and material suppliers must be held accountable. Stick around when we return. National Ramadan Village returns, promoting unity and spiritual reflection, and 50 graduates complete the Early Childhood Development Program.
It's Digicel's 18th anniversary and we're going big with our blowout sale. Get up to 40% off Samsung smartphones. Yes, you heard that right. 40% off Samsung smartphones. Grab the Samsung A05 for just $17,000. The A15 for only $27,000. And the A25 at a jaw-dropping $35,000. But wait, there's more. With every purchase, enjoy a 30-day free data plan to stay connected. Hurry to a Digicel store near you. Offer good while stocks last. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. 50 individuals have successfully completed Level 3 of the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security's Early Childhood Development Program, which aims to enhance childcare services and foster positive developmental outcomes for young children. The graduates underwent a 12-week intensive training from August 28th to November 11th of 2024, gaining skills in early childhood development and age-appropriate stimulation techniques for children aged 0 to 3 years. In a major milestone, the program also marked the launch of a home-based care initiative. Each graduate received a $100,000 grant, totaling $5 million in ministerial investment to support the establishment of independent childcare services within their communities, expanding access to quality early childhood care. In other news, the National Ramadan Village is here for the second year and is once again hosted on the lawns of the Muslim Youth Organization of Guyana in Georgetown. A brainchild of President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, the village provides an excellent opportunity for Guyanese to experience the spiritual ambience of Ramadan. Speaking at the launch of the village, President Ali emphasized that the holy month is a time of blessings, mercy, and forgiveness. The president has called on all Guyanese to embrace the spirit of Ramadan by showing love, humanity, and peace.
As we gather here, we are reminded that the holy month of Ramadan brings with it the blessings of mercy, forgiveness, and spiritual renewal. But how can we achieve spiritual renewal? How can we achieve forgiveness and mercy if we are not merciful to each other? If we do not cleanse our internal mechanism, and if we do not prepare our internal mechanism to receive forgiveness, to receive mercy, and to have spiritual renewal, you can't inherit that if you are holding or harboring ill thoughts about each other. If you're harboring ill feelings about your fellow human being, if you're harboring negative thoughts, that is why this process of spirituality and spiritual renewal begins with us, begins with our own internal reflection and internal cleansing and positioning ourselves internally to prepare for that mercy, that forgiveness.
Referencing teachings from the Holy Quran, the President highlighted the importance of religiousness and justice, urging reflection on individual and collective responsibilities towards others. He noted that fasting fosters empathy and a deeper understanding of the struggles of the less fortunate.
By abstaining from food, drink, and other physical needs from dawn until sunset, we are proving and demonstrating to ourselves that we have the ability to be better each day of our life. We have the ability to do good each day of our life. We have the ability to be an asset to humanity each day of our life. It gives us that opportunity to understand very clearly what hunger and thirst feels like, so that we can develop a sense of empathy, a sense of understanding, a sense of feeling, a sense of purpose when we see those who are living in unfortunate and vulnerable conditions.
The National Ramadan Village, a collaborative effort between the Central Islamic Organization of Guyana, the Guyana Islamic Trust, and the Government of Guyana, will be open every Friday to Sunday from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. during the month of Ramadan. The initiative provides a space for families to engage in the spiritual and cultural aspects of Ramadan. The village would provide iftar and dinner. About 25 booths are expected to be featured this year, showcasing fashion, food, arts, and crafts, etc. All are invited. Don't go away after the break. California wildfires, hazardous debris being removed in cleanup effort, and U.S. Secretary of State to visit Caribbean amid regional concerns.
Digicel is celebrating 18 amazing years, and we're giving you the ultimate shopping spree. That's right, top up with $1,000 or more, and you could be one of 4 lucky winners, each walking away with up to $1 million in groceries. Imagine filling your carts with everything you need and more, absolutely free. Top up now and get ready to dash for carts full of groceries. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Current smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. In the Caribbean, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio plans to visit the Caribbean next month following CARICOM's leaders' invitation to President Trump. Stops may include Jamaica, Guyana, and Barbados. Discussions will focus on security, climate change, and Haiti's crisis. CARICOM leaders stress regional unity, urging global action against gang violence. The visit also comes amid concerns over China's growing influence in the region. Meanwhile, in North America, Mexico has extradited 29 alleged cartel members to the U.S., including drug lord Rafael Carrillo Quintero, wanted for the 1985 murder of a DEA agent. The move strengthens U.S.-Mexico security ties amid U.S. pressure. High-profile criminals, including Zetas cartel leaders, face prosecution, with some eligible for federal death penalty. U.S. officials hailed extradition as a major step in combating cartel violence. Staying with news from the United States, nearly 2 months after wildfires burned through the entire communities in Los Angeles, the cleanup is well underway. Al Jazeera's Rob Reynolds reports.
The LA fires left behind an estimated 4.5 million tons of burned wreckage. This is phase one of the cleanup. Environmental Protection Agency workers unload truckloads of hazardous debris at a temporary staging area in Altadena on the grounds of a public golf course.
In phase one, we remove household hazardous materials such as unburned paints, propane, unburned pesticides, any household goods.
That work is nearing completion. The hazardous material will be taken to certified waste storage facilities outside the LA area. Authorities say those dumps are designed to prevent toxins from leaching into the environment.
We're trying to make these staging areas as temporary as possible. So we're trying to get the stuff here, load it up as fast as possible, process it, and get it out of here.
The toxic material has to be cleared before removing the rest of the debris, like the remains of houses.
This is one of 4 temporary staging areas from hazardous waste from the Los Angeles fires, and they are a source of controversy because local residents don't want hazardous waste in their neighborhoods, even temporarily.
Near the Lario Park staging area, located on state land surrounded by mainly lower-income Latino communities, residents gave federal and state officials an earful in a recent public meeting.
Can you look me in the eyes and say, would you allow your children, your elderly, would you live in a place where this is going on?
Across town in Malibu, a staging area for toxic debris from the Palisades fire sits near the banks of Topanga Creek. Environmentalists say that's a terrible idea.
Selecting a location that is alongside an ecologically sensitive creek and lagoon, home to endangered species, is maybe one of the worst sites that we could have chosen.
We didn't have any choice. We had to use that location. All the other locations we tried weren't available to us at the time.
Despite efforts to keep contamination to a minimum, the disaster has already spread toxic substances. Officials in Altadena and the Palisades say the cancer-causing chemical benzene has been detected in water supplies. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, Altadena, California.
Finally, in Europe, thousands of people are expected to take to the streets in Greece as part of a general strike. It's the second anniversary of Greece's worst ever train accident, which killed 57 people. Al Jazeera's John Serapoulos reports.
Nikos Plakias says his twin daughters and niece cry out to him from the grave, demanding justice. They were killed on their way back to university when their train collided head-on with an oncoming freight train at high speed.
I think what the state have managed to do will remain in history, that at long last politicians will be held responsible. If a single politician isn't called to account, I will say this whole effort has failed.
A station master had put the trains on a collision course as they went through the gorge of Tembi in northern Greece. But that section of track also lacked electronic monitoring systems that were supposed to have been installed and could have prevented the crash. Today, the site of the crash is a memorial to the 57 who died here, mostly young people returning to university. Their deaths have become a symbol of the lack of accountability in Greece's political system, and many parents who lost children here believe that involves a cover-up. Days after the accident, bulldozers came to the site and cleared away tons of gravel and soil. The government said this was done in order to rebuild the tracks and restore the train service. But it created suspicion that the government was trying to remove evidence relating to the crash. Relatives of the victims hired specialist dog teams to go through the wreckage. They found body parts investigators had missed, and relatives ordered chemical tests of the wreckage after the government failed to do so. An explosion at the point of impact sparked a fire that caused some of the deaths. It suggested one of the trains may have been carrying an illegal inflammable cargo. The government has since ordered its own chemical analysis, but suspicion lingers. Alma Lada lost her daughter, a medical student.
The people who took our children's bones and personal effects from here and deposited them somewhere else were attempting a cover-up. Why were they in such a hurry? There should be a red tape keeping everyone out except the prosecutors until every missing person is found.
Plakias says he and his wife cannot sleep and cannot grieve. They are waiting for politicians and railway officials to face justice. It won't bring their daughters back, they say, but it could save other people's children. John Psaropoulos, Al Jazeera, Tembi, Greece.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the third weather forecast. And that's it, TV2 Headline News for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. We will be off for the weekend, but you can tune in on Monday at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other and do have a wonderful weekend.